What is going on, you guys? My name is Cody Thixton, and this is Interesting Podcast. I'm coming to you guys on February 20th, 2023 for episode 28, where tonight we're going to be talking about Mercedes Mone comments on a possible WWE return, and Eric Bischoff calls Tony Khan a perpetual child on his 86-week podcast. We're going to break down everything that he had to say and then discuss it all right here, right now, on Interesting Podcast. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I upload content. Make sure to follow me on social media at CodyT503. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Let's get right into this. So again, as always, this is being broken by the Spotlight News. Mercedes Mone comments on possible WWE return. And this is exactly what the Spotlight News had to say. Last May, Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out from Monday Night Raw after being frustrated about their bookings. Both women were then spotted in numerous public events. Last month, Sasha Banks made her NJPW debut at Wrestle Kingdom 17 as Mercedes Mone. In that event, she attacked the IWGP Women's Champion Kairi and challenged her to a match for the title. Mercedes Mone competed for the first time since leaving WWE this past Saturday at NJPW Battle in the Valley pay-per-view, where she defeated Kairi to win the IWGP Women's Championship. Get into that in a second. During an interview with Mark Raimondi of ESPN, Mercedes Mone was asked about a potential WWE return. Mone didn't give a clear answer, but she didn't rule out a return to WWE. I guess people like to say never. You never know in life. I never knew life would take me here, but I always have to follow my heart, so wherever my heart takes me is where I'm going to go. Mark Raimondi also asked Mercedes Mone if she's considering going to MMA. No MMA for me, she says. Never say never, but you can definitely see some of my Sidiatong MMA camp techniques in the ring. Let me see Amanda Nunes. Is she ready for me? End quote. So that is what the Spotlight News had to say on a potential return to WWE by Mercedes Mone. Now, for you guys who maybe don't know, Mercedes Mone, or Sasha Banks in WWE, last May was actually the WWE Tag Team Champions, Women's Tag Team Champions, with Naomi. Well, Naomi and Sasha Banks last May went into Vince McMahon's office, threw down the Women's Tag Team Championships, and walked out of WWE. This obviously split the IWC right in half. It was either you were for Mercedes or you were against how she did it and what she did. I'm on the part of I disagree with it. I really do. I do not understand how she could get so frustrated with WWE. Okay, because check this out. She was getting upset because of how she was being booked. Right? She didn't like the way that her character was being used, what she was doing in the ring, what she wasn't able to do in the ring, stuff like that. WWE has given this woman so many opportunities. And to me, as I break this down, I just want you guys to think about what you would do if somebody were to do this. Okay? In 2016, Sasha Banks left WWE because she lost her passion for the industry. So she went to New Japan, which is where she obviously ended up going now. So she went there for 2 years and then came back to WWE in 2018. Well, at WrestleMania 37, so that would have been, if 22 was 30, so 2021 or 2020. Okay. They had Mercedes Mone, or Sasha Banks, and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania in the first ever two black female competitors to ever headline WrestleMania. And then she ended up winning that match. So she got to hold the championship up at WrestleMania in front of close to 80,000 fans. And then a few months later, she's still upset. She's still upset with WWE over how she's being booked. I could imagine the frustration by WWE. Could you imagine giving somebody that kind of platform, giving them the headline main event of WrestleMania as the first two black female competitors to main event such a show, and then she's still going to come to you saying, you're not doing enough with me? No shit, WWE is going to get tired of it. No shit, they're going to be like, okay, well, we just gave her that opportunity, and she's still coming to us saying that she wants more. What more do you want? Because if you look at the grand spectrum of things, Sasha Banks thinks that she is a absolute draw. Like, if you put her in a major match, she's going to sell tickets. She's going to sell merchandise. She's going to put asses in seats. I don't believe that at all. Sasha Banks, to me, is actually one of the major issues that we have in professional wrestling today. We have these superstars who think that they are more than the business. Sasha Banks was never bigger than WWE. So if WWE has specific plans for you, it is your job to go out there and do what they want you to do. And then you can't complain because it's not going your way. Let's look at it like this, okay? Asuka this last Saturday just won the Women's Elimination Chamber match to become the #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. How many years has Asuka had to go through this terrible gimmick, or going through all of the stupid things that Asuka had to do in the ring? But it was to prepare her for this moment. That's the thing that I feel like Sasha Banks never understood. She just thinks that because of who she is and to her interpretation of what she does in the ring, she deserves this spotlight during this time when I'm asking for it, and because of my character, I should be booked better. You're not better than WWE. You are not more bigger than WWE. You will never be a Ronda Rousey. You will never be a Charlotte Flair. You will never be a Becky Lynch. And you will damn sure never be a Bianca Belair. She was never on those people's level. And anybody who wants to come to me, I've even brought this up with my co-host. Okay? Name me one match on the main roster that was, oh my God, you have to go and watch it. That wasn't in NXT. Because that's what a lot of podcasters are going to go out there and say, is that, well, you have to watch her in NXT. Who cares about NXT? Nobody gave a fuck about NXT. And that's why the company's dead. So don't ever try and say, well, you got to see her in NXT. It doesn't work that way. What has she done in WWE on the main roster? What has she done that has made her better than a Charlotte Flair, or a Becky Lynch, or a Bayley, or a Bianca Belair, or a Ronda Rousey? That's just off the top of my head. This is what's wrong with professional wrestling these days. Professional wrestlers think that they are more than what the company is. So yeah, I'm glad she's in New Japan. I'm glad she's halfway, all the way around the frickin' globe. I don't care. I don't want to see her in WWE. Because as I brought up earlier, she quit in 2016. Now she quit again. Again. Just walks out. When you know that there are people out there that would fricking die to be in her position. To be able to wrestle for WWE, to be able to travel the globe, to be able to be in a spotlight at WrestleMania and make millions of dollars doing it. but she's unhappy because of how she's being booked. Fuck Mercedes. Straight up, fuck Mercedes. Hope she stays the fuck out of WWE. Fucking ridiculous. Eric Bischoff says that Tony Khan is a perpetual child. Now again, this is being brought to you guys by the Spotlight News. Let's see what they had to say. Eric Bischoff says Tony Khan acts like a perpetual child. AEW President Tony Khan appeared on the Ariel Helwani show last October. In the interview, Helwani asked numerous questions regarding the all-out backstage brawl. Khan dodged all the questions related to the incident. Later, Ariel Helwani said that Tony Khan's interview was one of the most frustrating interviews in his career. At the time, Tony Khan didn't give any response to Helwani. This past Friday on SmackDown, Ariel Helwani appeared through the Montreal crowd to hype Elimination Chamber. Helwani's appearance caught Tony Khan's attention. Khan then went to Twitter to call Ariel Helwani a fraud, and then both exchanged a few tweets afterward. During Elimination Chamber, Michael Cole took a shot at Tony Khan by introducing Ariel Helwani as the unbiased reporter who asks all the tough questions, whether you want to answer them or not. On his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff criticized Tony Khan's behavior regarding Helwani's WWE appearance. This is what Eric Bischoff had to say on Tony Khan. Tony is inviting a lot of this criticism. He acts like a petulant child in the way he responds, and his response to Ariel in the crowd was of a petulant child, whose feelings were hurt because somebody took his toy away from him. I mean, it's just so absolutely childish. I think that's a reflection, at least in my mind, of who Tony Khan is. He's immature. He is a child with a vanity project. He's passionate. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's not like, one eliminates the other, meaning, great. His father's worth however many billions of dollars. What I heard, I don't know if it's true or not. Doesn't matter if it is or it isn't. But I heard that at some point, Tony launched this thing with $100 million of money that his dad was going to leave him in the will. So it was Tony's money, but it just came from his dad. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he earned that $100 million coming up with a cure for cancer or whether he inherited it. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. But when you act the way Tony acts, and the way he reacts to things, I think it's further a negative impression of him, and Tony should have never reacted the way he did to Ariel being out there. End quote. So that is what Eric Bischoff had to say on Tony Khan acting like a perpetual child. And it's true. It is very, very true. I'm going to bring up a picture for you guys. And this, I do not understand how this right here, how is this a boss? A multi-million-dollar company, this is their boss. Look at how he's holding the fucking pro wrestler like he's just, oh my god, freaking out. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. The way that you make yourself look online, especially when it comes to tweeting things, taking photos like this, reacting to Ariel Helwani, complaining because of the fact that your fans are actually getting upset at your product because you are not doing it the way that we expected you to do it. He makes himself look like a child. And this is exactly what Eric Bischoff means. It's freaking ridiculous how many times this dude has gone out of his way to try and prove a point for AEW only to bring a more bad light on not only AEW but Tony Khan himself. Absolutely ridiculous. And this is one reason why some people, including myself, have turned their back from AEW. because I will not. How the hell can you take somebody seriously with that? How? It's absolutely ridiculous how this guy acts sometimes online, or how he responds to the media. He does not realize how he is screwing over his own company. Absolutely stupid. Anyway, man, those are the two stories that we had here today on February 20th. And this was Interesting Podcast. Man, we are still getting everything rolling here. I just wanted to come on here because I found these two interesting stories that I wanted to share with you guys and actually give you guys my thoughts on them. If this is the kind of content you guys like, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below and tell me, do you guys think that Tony Khan sometimes acts like a perpetual child? Or do you want to see Mercedes Mone or Sasha Banks return to WWE? Make sure to go and follow me on social media at CodyT503. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I will be back later on this week with my co-host Antonio, and we will hammer it down this time and get it out to you guys. So I will see you guys later. I hope you all have a good night.